everybody. It's almost 7 o'clock and I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me, and I'm just trying to get myself all situated with the camera that you don't have to see my feet. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you don't know who I am, my name is Laurie Janowitz and I am the scrapbook teacher here at Massac Moriches Library. And look at that, you can just see my whole stomach, which we don't like. So let's just say, move that camera just a little bit. And we don't want to see that. So let's just do that. I have to say that I tried to mirror tonight's class onto my Facebook page, and I cannot read the comments. So if anybody has a question at the end of the Facebook Live, then what I would like you to do is to just post it after if you have a question, if you don't know how to contact me any other way. That would be the best thing. I thought I had it all figured out to be able to mirror everything, but nope, that app didn't work. So that is that. So we're going to try, and I'm just so mad that you can see my stomach because I don't like that. So I just want to see exactly what you're seeing, and then we're going to get started. Technology is really not my friend, and if you know me, you know that is the case. So that is that. So I am going to start, and we are going to be working on this cute, very, very, very cute layout called Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice. And in your packet, you will have your directions, but it's just so much fun doing it together. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start, okay? So I'm just going to show you the 2-page layout, and of course you can see it in the directions, but I just want you to be aware of in the end I took the moose on the left hand side, and he's pop dotted, and the pumpkins that the moose is holding on the right hand side, I pop dotted them. In everybody's kits, I put pop dots in. Now the photo mats, they're 2-sided pieces of paper, so they're a dark and a light color of the light blue. And what I did was, on the second page on the right hand side, I took the middle mat and I flipped it. It's just a little something subtle. You don't have to do it. You could do all of them light colored. You could do them all dark colored. You could do whatever you'd like. But I just made that one on purpose. I didn't do it by mistake. But if you did do it by mistake on another one, it's all good. Because there's no mistakes. All right? So tonight, the extra tools that I am going to be using would be my tape runner. I have my other liquid glue. You guys have pop dots, and I have this roll of pop dots. It's foam. You can buy it in the Dollar Tree. I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because you get 3 rolls for $1. So I don't know if that's something that you might be interested in picking up when you're in the Dollar Tree. I have 2 pens, an 8 and a 2. I want everybody to be aware of that I drew the moose, the eyes on the moose. You're not missing anything. I decided just to draw them in. I just didn't want them to be missing. So I decided I was going to draw them in. I always have my scissors. I always have extra tape runner. And everybody's going to be so happy. We're going to be able to use our X's. I know people get upset when we don't use them too often, but we have the X. And chalk, the Pebbles chalk. You can get the Pebbles chalk on Amazon, probably for about $14.99, something like that. Hard to find. Or you can use pastels that you can pick up a cheaper pastel set at Michael's. And you can use that and a Q-tip or a makeup sponge. But that's really about it. I am getting over a little cold, so I'm hoping to not have a coughing fit. I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed for that. And I have my cough drop, so just in case I need a cough drop. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start working on the first page with you. And I'm just going to move my sample to the top of the screen so it's there if you'd like to look at it. And I am going to start putting the page together. I always say to do the no-brainer things first. So let's do our photo mat. So I'm just going to put my photo mat together. And then I can take this and put it aside. And then we are going to be using the cloud as a place to put our title. So what we're going to do is you're going to see that on your cloud there is like two little lines that were cut out with the Cricut. I kind of have them at the top. And what I want to do is I want to figure out how I'm going to lay this out. I wanted to lay it out so that it overlaps, so you'll be able to see that blue. So what I'm going to just do is I'm going to just put some adhesive through the back. And I am going to, I just want to see something here. I'm going to cheat. Okay, that big piece, that big part of the cloud is at the bottom. And I am going to just use those lines kind of as a guide. And I am going to lay this out. And honestly, I think this one's backwards. I love when things, look at that. Fits so much better now. All right, so I have adhesive on the back. Don't you love live TV, you guys? I tell you, things like this happen to me and you don't believe me. So here we go. So we put our adhesive down and we are going to just lay that out so it overlaps a little bit. And as I told you, it has adhesive on the back. So that is going to be on there. I'm just going to use a little silicone mat so it doesn't stick. You can get a little silicone mat any place, like Michael's, Joann's. You can use a baking silicone mat. It works very nicely because I can put this down and it doesn't stick. So that's wonderful. I have all my letters that I'm going to go put in my X. So let's do that now. I'm working with a little handicapped, everybody, because I hurt my finger with a glue gun. So I kind of don't have total feeling on the bottom of my finger. It's like a callus, but it is getting better. And hopefully I'll be able to swipe again with no issues. I just wanted to tell you that I realized when I put out the letters that spell pumpkin, I want to take the two P's and switch them. I want this to be the big P, and I want to put that at the end. You don't have to. You can do it the way I did it. I all of a sudden think that that's the way it should be. I don't really know if that's the case, but I'm going to switch mine. So you'll be able to see it either way, which is fine. Again, the letters are double-sided, so just be careful with your dots that they don't flip over. Happens all the time. We all know that. So we're going to put all of our letters inside. And let's see. I just think this is an adorable layout. I think you'll be able to put some really cute pictures on here. I feel like everybody's taking so many pictures because that's about all we have right now. Hope everybody is doing well and getting ready for Thanksgiving holiday, because that's pretty exciting. Hopefully you'll be able to see some of your family. That is limiting us. Okay. I think what we're doing as a family is we're seeing some people on one day and some people on another day. Just visiting one family after the fact. Hopefully the weather will be nice. I think we're just going to kind of do an outside kind of meet and greet kind of thing. But I have to say, you guys, I miss you so much. It's definitely been much longer than I really thought. But I am going to be doing some fun things with you guys. I wanted to have all the dates, but of course I don't have the January date. I'm going to be doing a scrapbooking class in January. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be able to show you what that looks like, give you a sneak peek. It is 99.9% done. I thought it was 100% done, and then I realized I forgot a scarf on my penguin. And I know I have some penguin lovers out there, like Stephanie. Stephanie loves penguins like I do. So I have to just add a scarf. I'll be able to show you that later. But in December, I have my calendar, I can look at that. We're going to be doing a candy cane wreath, which a couple people have told me that they have their wreath base that they got at the Dollar Tree, which I'm so happy. I'm very happy for that. And the best mesh to get for that would be at Michael's. And you just want it to be 45 feet of each color. So that is that. We can talk about that after, but I figured since we had some downtime there, when we were working on getting our letters together, we could do that. So just remember, the sticky part is the top part that I can't seem to take off. Again, because I'm on live TV. And because my fingers have been glue gunned. Glue gun accidents. I can't believe I can't peel this off. Yay. Here we go. Come on. Stop laughing at me, everybody. I hear you. Alright, I got it. It's so weird that when you don't have the feeling on your fingertips, my goodness. Okay, let's get rid of this so that we don't have any issues with that. Oh, I'm just going to make my life easier and do my pumpkin spice at the top. And again, I am going to pick the P that doesn't have the two little blips. And you guys are going to see how I do that. I just lay them out. I don't press anything down just because I don't know if I have to move anything. And I say that to you guys, that I don't commit. I don't commit because I want to make sure that I'm going straight. And now I'm going to use that other P. And the K and the I together. So cute, so cute, so cute. Okay. Not going to worry about my dot just yet. And you know it is the N because the top of the N. And I'm like looking at it going, I think I need to move this over. So that's what I'm going to do before I put my spice down, because I can tell. And move them all over. And there we go. For a second I thought the camera froze, but I was trying to get the letter up and you guys couldn't see. So that was that. I'm so happy, because I'm a much better crafter than I am a techie girl. I can tell you that. And I think you guys probably know that already. But I try. I want to try. I put the fatter end at the bottom. I want to say I think my eye flipped over. But I don't really think it's going to really matter too much. The C is very big because of that little blip at the top. And then the E. There we go. And then I have my dots. And then my dots. Alrighty. I know that's good. So I'm going to put those all down. Alright. Happy, happy. And then I'm going to do my everything nice. And you can look over here and you can see that the E is right between the U and the P. So then you know it'll fit, or it should fit. And we're just going to put my letters all the way across. Love that little X. And if by some chance you don't have one of those, you can use one of these Zig pens. This one's my favorite. It has the little squeezy thing in the middle. Love that. That's from Michael's. I want to say it's like $3.99. Use a coupon. They're getting more coupons out, everybody. So sign up for their app. Get their coupons. You know me. Get more if you have a coupon. So that is that. I feel a cough coming on. So excuse me when I cough. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm going to take a cough drop. It's just a little tickle in the back of my throat. So happy to have a cold. Did test. Do not have COVID. Have to share that with you. So that is that. So everything. Okay. Nice. So I know I did 10 kits for tonight. If you know anybody that usually see in class, or somebody else that you think that might be interested, let them know about the library and about these little classes that I do, because that would be so great to get my popularity up there. I sound like YouTube. It helps grow my channel. But I don't really have a channel, do I? I just have the library's channel, which is wonderful. And I think it's so wonderful that the library is doing programs. I'm assuming that you guys have both of your dots, because I put both mine in my little X and can't seem to find one. So I have a missing dot. So I'm going to leave it on for my eye for nice, and not put one on everything. So hopefully you'll be okay if you need a letter or something. Definitely put a comment under the live, because I can't see them right now, because I tried, guys. I really tried. I was using an app called Mira. I'm gonna try another one. I did a whole run through yesterday. Worked totally fine. Today, not so much. Like I said, technology is not my friend. Okay, so we have our photo mat. We have our title. We have some garbage. Now we have to put together our little moose. So that's pretty exciting. So let's just open up our bag and see what we have in here. Okay. We do have some pumpkins, so I'm going to put my pumpkin things on the side. And you know how I tell you guys just how to separate and stuff? I'm not telling you anything different than what I do. So I'm just laying out my pumpkins. And I'm laying out my leaves. And I'm laying out my stems. Okay, so let's see. I have two different patterns with the coffee cup. So I'm not sure if you have this dot or you have the other dot. But if you have this dot, this one has two sides, so you can pick with either side that you want. But this was the original one, and I don't know, I got two of them going at the same time. So I'm going to take everything for my coffee cup and put that on the side. And then everything else should be for our little moose. I have textured paper. All the texture should be up. The only texture that's not up, oh look at that, I'm putting that off screen, so I apologize. It's just my piles, guys. Let's see. I just want you to be able to see when I'm putting them together. With this little guy, I'm not sure if this was the original one and I redid it and it had the little hair connected, or this one everybody's had to add their little hair. So that's the first thing I'm just going to do. Just drop a little bit of adhesive up there and put on his little hair. That's the first thing, because that's one thing I thought maybe I could lose. Alrighty dighty. So we have his little face. Now when you see his little face, his face isn't 100% going to fit on here. It does go on a little bit of an angle. Underneath here, you won't see anything because you're going to have your little whipped cream. But what we're going to add on first is the inner part of the ear. So I'm going to put my adhesive on the inner part of the ear and add it to the bottom of my little moose. Want to make sure that they are opposite each other, which I think I just made a boo-boo. It really should be like this, you guys. But I'm going to put it like this. No one's going to know the difference because his little head's going to go on there. I wanted it to do it the right way. But again, put me on TV and there you go. All right, so we have that. So now we're going to sandwich his little head right in there. Going to match up his little cheeks. Little cheeks in the top of his head. Okay? So this part down here is going to just be just not lining up, and that's totally fine. It wasn't supposed to. I am going to take his muzzle, and that muzzle actually covers that up. Okay, so you're going to put that down, and now that's all covered up and nice and clean. So it all looks good. You're going to take his little antlers, and now the antlers, like, you want to go like this, but you don't. They want to be like that, okay? I can't tell you how many times I did the other ones backwards, and I looked at him going, that doesn't look right. And then I'm like, because they're backwards. So I'm just putting a little adhesive on the bottom portion, and gonna just add his little antler right there, right by his ear, and add the other one. And now that his antlers are the right way, he looks normal, which is always good. All right, and we're gonna go take our hot chocolate. I always want to say a coffee cup, but it's really not a coffee cup. It's a hot chocolate cup. And that little hot chocolate kind of covers his body. Okay. You're gonna take his little arms. I figured I put on the hot chocolate cup first, so then you can kind of see where you're gonna put his little arms. Silly of me not to put it on the mat. Let's see. behind him, and then it comes near the handle of the little cup. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. Put the adhesive right at the ends. I'm going to pick them up a little bit, stick them down. This is how I usually build my things, flat like this and from behind. That's how I try to explain it in class, and I don't know if, you know, when I'm not doing it along with you, you don't get to really see what I'm doing. But now you guys get to. So how cool is that? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. You guys probably miss all my silliness, but that's okay. We'll be together again. Now with the little hands, the outer part is the angled part. So the flat, straight part is into the cup, and then the rounded part is on the outer side. So put a little adhesive on there, and then you're going to just add his little hands. So it looks like he's trying to hold the cup a little bit. And then the same thing with the handle on the other side. I'm going to do it and sandwich it right in there. And now he's holding that cup, which is perfect. And then we have our whipped cream. Couldn't think what it was called. I'm just going to put a little adhesive there. And then take the little whipped cream and put it there. I feel like I have it a little high. Maybe I might just move my cup down just a little bit. See, this is why I don't put tons of adhesive on things. See, play with it a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. It's all good. Get the little whipped cream on. There we go. Rub off the little extra adhesive, and now he is so done. Oh my god, he's so cute. I love him. We'll add the detail in just a little bit. Now we're going to put together our pumpkin, our lighter of the two pumpkins. So what we're going to just do is, this is our backgrounds of the pumpkin, the backing of it I should say, and all we're just going to do is line up the center. Put that on there, and the fatter part of the stem is on the pumpkin. The thinner part is at the top, and I just placed it on top of the pumpkin, and then I just added my little leaf, and now that's put together. Now our large pumpkin, we have the two ovals that are joined, and then we're just going to put our other two ovals that are joined and lay that right on top of it. And then our single oval, he kind of goes in the middle and sandwiches everybody together. And then yet again, we have the larger portion of the stem at the top, and then we're going to add our leaves. I just realized we didn't add our cinnamon sticks to our hot chocolate, because I'm just looking at these two little pieces over here going, what are those? And then I realized I didn't do the hot chocolate. Silly, silly, silly. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just take it and just stick it right there in the middle. And then the bigger one, I am going to stick it from behind the whipped cream and just stick it in there. So they're together. They look like two cinnamon sticks. All done. I'm going to do some detailing. And just going to go around my little guy, my little dots and my dashes, and my little squiggles. And I'm doing this with a thinner pen. And then I'm going to do his eyes in a thicker pen only because it'll just make my life easier. If you don't have a thicker pen, then you just use what you have. Make his little cutesy little mouth. Oh, so cute, so cute. Just add a little bit of detail. That's all you want to just do. And that. I didn't add any detailing to the cup itself. What I did was I added chalk at the end. And some people like to chalk their pieces before they put them down. And I always tell you guys, I chalk mine when it's on. And you guys think I'm crazy, I think. But you'll see. I'll do my chalk at the end. And I'm just going to make like little teardrops. And I'm going to bring it a little bit closer so you guys can see. I'm going to wait. I have a little bit of a delay. So I'm going to just make sure that you guys can see that I'm bringing it up a little bit closer. See those little teardrops? I'm even bringing it up higher now so I can see that you don't really see them. So now that you can see them, I'm going to now fill them in. Okay, and I'm going to just color them in. You could use a Sharpie if you have a Sharpie. I just decided that I wanted to do it this way this time. Sometimes I give you guys the pieces, but I was just getting a little nervous with all of the pieces. Didn't want to miss anything, forget to cut out anything, or not add something. I wanted you guys to have a complete set. But if by some chance somebody is missing something, please private message me. No, not private message me. What am I talking about? Just leave a message on this page. Don't do it now. Do it after you see the live post, and I'll be able to see it. I'll check it and see if you're missing anything. All right, I'm just going to add cute extra little eyebrows because I really feel like I missed them. And I'm going to make this guy a girl. Added a little eyelashes. Okay, so that one is all done. I'm going to do pretty much the same little detailing on my pumpkins. And I'm doing this with the thicker marker, only because I didn't realize that I didn't change back. So you do whatever you want to do. Doesn't really matter. So you do as much or as little detailing. This marker doesn't seem to be working the best. Look, it needs a little extra oomph there. And then I am going to follow those little lines that there were that I didn't cover 100% on the blue, and make it a little bit more interesting and cutesy, because I think these lines really, really make everything pop. So I'm very, very happy. As you can see, this marker is not doing so good. I'm going to put that marker on the side. Take out this one. That's a lot better. And go around and around and around. There we go. So all of that, perfect. Okay, here are all our pieces. And then we're going to get our paper. Okay. I do think I might have piled everything off the side of the camera, so I apologize. Okay. All right. We have 2 sheets of paper. I have to tell you that when I did the original, I did not make sure that my paper was going the right way. So on this time, we're going to make sure it goes the right way. I will just throw myself right under the bus, and look what I did. They're not the same. See how this has the green and there's no green over there. So that was silly me. I threw myself right under the bus, but that's okay. So mistakes happen, things happen. We're going to adhere this guy right down. All right, I'm not going to right now because I don't need two of the same layout. So I'm just going to lay it out with you without putting adhesive on it. So we're going to put this down. And then we're going to put our pumpkin down. What we're going to do is we're going to take our pop dots that I gave you guys, and you are going to lay them all down on the back of your little moose. I will do that with you. I am going to use this tape instead of the dots. I want you to see how awesome this is. Some people don't really like this. I love it. And I love the fact that you get 3 rolls for $1. You would think I totally had stock in Dollar Tree or something. But I don't. Just so you know, I don't. I maybe should, but I don't. So I'm just going to put all of this down. Just remember with the dots that I gave you, you have to do enough for this little guy and the pumpkins that the other guy's holding. So I know I gave enough, but I know sometimes people ask for a little bit more. So if by some chance you don't have enough, you can always pick some up at the Dollar Tree or at Michael's. Okay, so now you have your little guy. And I have to say, I want to make his eyes, her eyes, just a little bit bigger. I'm looking at them going, what is different? I like the other ones better. They're just a little bit bigger. And they just give it a little bit something. Oh, okay. I'm much happier with that now. Much happier. Okay. So now, this little girl here, because I'm calling him a guy, even though I put eyelashes on, it's a girl. Anyway, so since her leg is already pop dotted, what we're going to do is we're going to put adhesive on this one side of the pumpkin and a pop dot on this side of the pumpkin so that they're the same height. Because if I put a pop dot on both sides, then the pumpkin's going to be uneven. So when you put it down, you're having the pop dot underneath her little leg and then the extra pop dot that you put on. So you're going to pop dot that all down. You can make your photo mat a little higher. If you wanted to take your photo mat and make your photo mat go the opposite way, the long ways, that works too. Whatever you want to do, however that should work for you, however you think you have your pictures. I just feel like so many times with the camera on the phones, pictures are a lot this way. So I've been trying to do my photo mats more that way. Because when you take pictures with the camera, they're the other way. All right, so now page 1 is complete. Okay, so I'm just going to move that onto the side. And now I'm going to get my next bag, and I'm going to flip over the sample. So you have the sample, okay? There's my tape again. So let's just start to empty out our bag and organize our stuff. And there we go. I'm going to organize this all up. I am going to get this all together. And then maybe I might just sneak and look on the screen to see if anybody has any questions, because I don't want anybody to be lost in the sauce here. And I'm just going to try to get everything organized first, and then I'm going to try to do a little sneaky peeky. All right, so here are pieces for our little boy. It's going to be a boy, this one. And this is all for him. And then we have our little matching pumpkins over here. And the matching teardrop centers. And then we need the same stems. Then we have these, because we're expert pumpkin people now, because we know how to put them together. I actually think what I'm going to do is switch these two. Those look a little smaller. These look a little bit bigger. And then the whole leaf situation, it's pretty much up to you guys. I put so many little leaves in there so you can kind of figure out exactly what you want to do. So that is that. Just trying to find a leaf that will match each other for them, and a leaf for you. I'm going to do 2 big leaves and then 2 leaves for that. Okay, so I'm gonna just sneak and look to see if anybody has any questions. On my camera up here, I hear that. Oh, hello everybody. All I can see is some hellos. So I'm really glad everybody's here, and I'm glad everybody is doing well. And I just made sure that the volume was good. I don't know if I got really loud because I got really close, but I double checked. Okay. So now, of course, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to reduce our paper, and we're going to do our mats. I want the darker side. I'm going to take pulled. So let's just take our little silicone mat here and put it down here. And there's our big mat. And I covered the little mats. And I'll probably regret putting this little silicone mat right here. And then we have our little photo mats. So there's 3 of them. They're exactly the same size. I did make one light. I think this time I'm going to do 2 light. 2 light, and then so I'll have 2 little ones light and 2, a little one and a big one dark. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I can change things around too on the fly the second time I make them. Because I always think you guys come up with such awesome ideas, and that I'm like, I wish I thought of that. You know who I'm thinking of when I say that, even though she gets teased, but I love the way she comes up with different ideas. And I know that her sister's probably going, don't say that to her. Don't say that to her. But she knows I mean it. You guys are laughing right now, I know. Because you know who I'm talking to. Okay, so I'm just doing my my pumpkin on the left-hand side. I'm just going to take the little stem. For whatever reason, there's it's kind of facing the other way, and I'm really okay about that, so I'm just going to flip it over. All about the color. I don't have to have the texture showing. I'm all about the color, and you guys know that. I love to find the colors that work together. that is my left pumpkin. Now I'm going to do my middle pumpkin, that big pumpkin. And again, since we're expert pumpkin people, we're going to just put that in the middle. And then we're going to take our center and put our center in the middle. And this guy, he's on the back and in the center. And then I put some big leaves right here. And I think I'm going to switch out to a little leaf. I was going to do two big ones, but I think I like the big one and the little one. Okay, so that's the big one. Now we have another little pumpkin that we're going to do. Put a little adhesive in the middle. Going to add our little center. Okay. And we're going to take our stem and put our stem there. And I am going to put the little leaf on there. And I'm going to save the big leaf because I want to have that laying on the side. So there goes that pumpkin. Now I'm going to go take our little minis, our twin minis, and we're going to just put their centers on. And let's just check it out here with that. I have them both going the same way. So that's what I'm just going to do. I'll just leave it going the same way. It's not a big deal. All these little stems, I remember when I was cutting them out, they were driving me batty. So it's nothing too horrific. Okay, and then we just have the one more. And we're going to add it on to the center. And I'm just going to stick to having my textured side showing. So I'm going to have the stems going the same way. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to do it so that my leaves are going the opposite way. So then they'll be the right and the left. So that's all good. Okay. So now, this page is flying by, you guys. Just means I planned it so well. Okay. Let's see how this guy, he has his little hair. I'm going to take my scissor. I'm just going to poke out a little bit of the detail up here on his hair. The other one didn't have that. So there we have a little detail. Okay. And let's see. We're going to do our horns again. Okay, so we're going to add our little horns and put our little horns back there. I just put a little adhesive right at the bottom part of his antler. And I think he's so cute. Oh my goodness. Then we're going to just add the inside of the ear at the bottom of the ear. And this time maybe I'll figure it out the right way. How does that sound? Just for fun. And a little adhesive and put it at the bottom. There we go. Gonna take his little head. Okay, and again, gonna match up his cheeks. So his face is a little crooked. So what you're going to do is you're going to take his little cheek part and you're going to match them up to the cheeks, okay? So that's how you're going to put his little head on. All right, so I push it up. I feel like when I use this adhesive, the Mono Tape, it's called the Mono Dot adhesive from Tombow, It fits in the regular Tombow that everybody knows is my favorite. This has little dots to it, so it gives you a little bit of wiggle, excuse me, wiggle room. So you have a little time for setup. So now you're going to add his little muzzle to the bottom, and then that bottom piece gets covered. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. This cough is very annoying. Okay, so there we have his little face all done. How exciting. Then we have his little legs. And it doesn't really matter which way the legs go. I have it so that the bigger portion is at the bottom, but if you had it at the top, it might cover more. I don't know. I think the bigger portion goes at the bottom. So just going to put my adhesive down the legs, and it's just in the center of the leg, and I kind of match it up with what's on the side. Sorry guys. And then I do it again on the other side. There we go. And all this will be covered. Now you have 2 feet and 2 hands. No arms because the arms get covered. So it wasn't necessary. I've learned not to give extra pieces just for the sake of having them when they get covered, because I feel like I confuse some people. So I don't want to confuse anybody, especially when we're not together. If I confuse you in person, I can at least tell you that I'm crazy, and that's okay, and you guys understand that, especially if you've been with me for a while. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I'm crazy, and that's okay. Okay, so you see he's going to hold those little pumpkins. But what we need to do is we need to take our pop dots and we need to pop dot our little pumpkin. So we are going to do that. I'm just going to put a pop dot on the inside, flip them down. I'm just going to put them on the inner piece. 1 or 2 little pieces will work just fine. I have a feeling you guys are going to find that this tape is so awesome and that you're going to be like, I'm going to get that when I go to the Dollar Tree. And then when I go to your Dollar Tree, there won't be any there. And I'll say, all my little people, they came and got them all. Because I always see it at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so now, and I love you. You guys have the best Dollar Tree so much. Your Dollar Tree is awesome. Can't say that about mine. Okay, now you have his hands. I want the flat part of his hand to be on the outer side and the round part on the inner side. So what you're just going to do is you're just going to put a little adhesive, kind of put it down. You don't want to see any of the orange because his hand is like supposed to be wrapping around there. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. The flat piece is on the outside. And his hand is wrapping around those pumpkins. So cute. Oh my goodness. When I put him down, I put him flush so his pumpkins are raised. Because remember, when we raise everything, we actually raise nothing. Right? And then our books get really, really, really too thick. They do not open right. They do not lay nice. Take it from somebody who loves pop dots, who learned the hard way many years ago that my book just did not close good. Okay, because we got to get those pictures in our books. One of these days, I think I just want to have like a show and tell at the library when everybody brings in their stuff. Like that would be so much fun. And we can see how everybody added pictures. Wouldn't that be so cool? Add a cute little mouth there. Gonna add his little eyes in a minute. thicker marker that's going dead. Just going to add a little bit of detail to my little pumpkins. Okay, oh, and my leaves, and my stems, feet and my legs. So he'll be done in a second when I do his eyes. I'm going to do the same with the other pumpkins. And my little dots and my dashes. Okay, we'll save you. And we'll save you. Okay. And then this little guy. Or big guy, I should say, because it's the big one. Okay. Alrighty-doity. Now I'm going to draw his eyes. Alright, so again, I'm just going to make some teardrops. And see, the one on the right is a little bit bigger than the one on the left. So when I color it in, that's when I can make up the difference. That's the good part about this. I think I'm going to get a new pen. I'll look for another thick pen. I think that pen is done. It is done and gone. And I'm going to take it out of my arsenal so that when we do get back together, you won't get that pen. So let's just see. I have to say all the pens are hitting the floor. So there we go. Let's just see. Oh my goodness, so much better. That's so good. All right. And when you're doing this, this is when you can make them the same size. You can go back and forth and color him in. If you wanted to add like a white pen to add a dot to his eye, you're more than welcome to do so. Like I said before, I added the eyebrows. The eyebrows, I can show you my little girl. I added little eyebrows, remember? So I'm going to just do that again. And he looks a little mad to me right now. So I don't like that he looks mad. I didn't mean to make him mad. Maybe if I add a little shine, he won't look so mad anymore. Alright. Not loving that white either. I'll have to see about another white. Let's see. Okay. Kind of love the technical difficulties that I'm having this evening with my white pens. Let's see if I add it up. Maybe that's just a little wet or something. Oh, just that area doesn't like it. Okay. Does it like it over here? I think it's just this little guy. Because the girl is fine. The boy, not so much. I think I'm going to let the black dry a little bit better. And then I think I'll add the white after. That could be it, that it's still a little wet. Okay, we're going to move our little girl. And then we're going to get our paper. And then yet again, we want to make sure our paper is going the right way. And I know mine is, because I had the paper in the same exact space, same exact angle. That's the right word, I think. I am just going to lay everybody out. Going to get rid of this little silicone mat. Gonna lay you what's very nice about the plaid paper, it's kind of gridded, so you know if you're straight, which is always nice because I'm always crooked. You can make this as high or as low as you want. So let's just see. I did not pop dot anything else but the pop dots under the pumpkins that the moose is holding. Oh, excuse me. Now this time I have my two light ones and a dark one. So I'm going to put my dark one in the middle. Then I'm going to take my light one, put my light one there, and my dark one up here. Lay that all out. And then you're going to glue it all down. And again, I'm not going to glue mine down because I don't need two of the same layouts. So I'm going to hope now that I can add a little white to my little boy's eyes. I did a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is add a little chalk. And then maybe you guys can see how I add the chalk. On the brown, the light brown, I'm going to use brown. I'm going to move my chalk in the middle so you guys can see. Going to just use that, and I'm just going to go around the edges of my cutesy little moose. And let's see, any other? Nope, that's all going. I'm going to do a little across his nose, not much, because I'm going to add some black. And then I'm going to move that so you can still see. I'm going to add some brown onto my dark pumpkin, just because it'll show up a little bit more. Okay. And then I am going to add some orange to the lighter pumpkins. Maybe a little bit of red. Yeah. I do a little bit of the red and a little bit of the orange. And that gives a really nice shadow. I'm just going over my pens area. Okay. So again, a little bit of the orange and a little bit of the red. Makes it pop really nice and really, really cute. Okay. There we go. And then, oh, I want to keep the red and a little bit of pink, but more red, just to do his little cheekies. And then the pink, just to tone it down a little bit. So cute, so cute. And a little bit of pink in his ears. Okay. Then we need to do a little bit of green. I use the darker of the green just to give a little bit of green accent on the leaf. Now I had that, oh, here it is. I was going to say, and I had that extra leaf, but I don't know where it is, but I found it. And it's going to go right there at the bottom. Okay. And now black. And I know people get crazy when I add black. They're like, what is she doing? I'm going to just do a little bit of black on the brown so you can see the brown pop more. I use the biggest pom-pom, and I don't like them. Okay, so now you have a little bit more control with the smaller one. And I'm going to do his little hands and his legs, to define his legs and his little feet. And I think he looks fabulous. A little bit on the stems as well. so the stems pop a little bit. Okay, so how awesome is that? And now I'm just going to bring the pieces over from the other page, because you know I didn't put them down. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to just stick with the black first, since the black is already in my little tool. I'm going to add a little bit of black on her so she has more detail and she pops more. The chalk does a huge difference to these die cuts. Love them so much. And now I'm just going to show the original. I did the top of the cup and the bottom, a little detail on the sides. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry everybody for this coughing. Please forgive me. And maybe a little bit on there. And then since it's almost out, I'm going to do very light on the whipped cream. And on there was a little bit of adhesive where it caught, which is fine. Okay, just going to take another cough drop so that maybe this coughing will stop. I don't cough all day until night comes. It's very annoying. Now I'm going to do the brown. And do the brown around his little antlers. Let's give him a little dimension across the bridge of his nose. And we wanted to, on the dark pumpkin, I want to do the brown. Okay. Oh, I wanted to do black on the stem. Okay, so that's done. We need a little bit of green. Okay. Then we need our red. Not two reds, just one will do. Red and our orange. And that got a little too much. So just wipe a little bit of it off. Okay, that looks great. And we want to do our cheeks. I did a little bit on the mouth because it's a girl. And then we'll add a little bit more of the pink. Do a little pink by her ears. And then I did some gray on the title. Okay. So let me just move these guys over. And I just did a little bit of the light and the dark gray on the white. Just to give it a little bit more of like a cartoony look and a softer look. That's what my mother told me. It was cartoony looking. Now I have that in my mind that it looks cartoony. And is cartoony really a word? I don't really know. But you know what? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I use the darker of the turquoises to make that pop. Okay. Of course, yours is all put down. Mine are just little simple pieces that will go on something else that I'll do. But then again, that's all good. So you have your first piece, the first page I should say. And thinking you can see that. And then our second page. So let's see how far I can get over here without falling off here. second page, I overlap them just a little. And this is where you can see where I didn't line mine up very well. All right, so here we go. But that is that. I do want to show you my January class. I did not put any detailing on my January class. It is called Burlow Zero. And let me move these so these aren't distracting. So there's my little penguin. And again, I didn't chalk anything yet. So here's my Burlow Zero. And then here is the companion page. So there's 4 photo mats to go on this layout. And let's just see if I got it all on there. I think we can overlap it just a little bit and you can see. So yeah, so that is going to be in January. And I don't have the date. I forgot to write it down. So that is our January layout. I will be doing a February layout as well. I don't have that designed yet. And then in December, on December 9th, which is a Wednesday at 7 p.m., I'm going to be doing the wreath, the candy cane wreath. So that should be pretty exciting. Don't you love that little old book I have? But that is it. So I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's class and that you loved your little pumpkin spice layout. Pumpkin spices everywhere. It's the time of year. You can get some really cute pictures, lattes, pumpkin patches, everything. So it's all good. And I hope everybody's doing well. I want you to understand that I miss you all so very much. I'm very, very glad that I'm able to come into your homes and visit with you. But I do miss you. And again, if you have any questions or you're missing anything or anything, please, when the video is saved, you'll be able to leave me a message and I'll be able to get back to you. It's going to be the only way because I can't check out those live questions. I apologize. I am going to try a different mirroring option. Or if anybody has another idea what I can do, I would take any sort of ideas. Because, like I said, I craft a lot better than I do technology. Okay, again, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed the layout, and I will talk to you soon. And if I don't, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Please be safe. And know that I'm thinking of you and missing you. Okay? Thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye.